Welcome to the QGIS session for May. I'm very, very excited to see this really, really interesting tool. So I'm here with Lyes Mokraoui. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Winning. All right. So in this session, we're going to showcase the QGIS-FME. And you've got some algorithm connectors to do with that. So I'm going to give it over to the expert to really explain how the tool's design and how it bridges QGIS and some of the flexibility and automation capabilities. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Amy. And I'm really excited and honored to be presenting for you guys. To me, it's a big deal, I would say, because I like QGIS very much, and I use FME a lot. So we are based in Malaysia. My name is Lyes. Thank you for the introduction. We are based in Malaysia. We have been in business since 2001. And we are we are providing solutions on open source. That includes QGIS. And we are partners with Safe Software, the developer of FME. We have been partners since 2001 as well. Let's get started with we are going to talk about this product. So it's we call it the QGIS-FME Connectors. We are going to say what is it about. Let me just all right. And it's maximizing QGIS capabilities with plugins, basically. This is a general topic. We do a lot of presentations on QGIS. We do webinars, so this is one of the topics that we have been working on. But plugins are very important because they increase or they help you to do stuff that with QGIS that QGIS doesn't have. And the great thing is that it is provided by users like you and me to enhance the capabilities of QGIS. So before that, I just want to just to let you know. So we are based in Malaysia, and we have also an office in Singapore. I won't go through all the details, but okay. So this introduction to the QGIS platform connectors. So this is our logo for the connectors here, and so we have two connectors actually. One is the QGIS-FME Form connector. So FME Form used to be called FME Desktop for those who have been using FME before. And then we have the QGIS-FME Form connector algorithm. They are more or less the same, but one does a lot more than the other. We are going to explain that in more details. All right. We are not going to talk about QGIS plugins since I guess most of the users here know what is QGIS and what are the plugins. So I'll just jump to the pages where we talk about the plugin itself. Okay, the QGIS-FME Form connector plugin. So what does it do? Enabling seamless data transformation and workflow automation between QGIS and FME. So you need to know that, okay, before we jump to the last point, allow QGIS users to leverage FME's robust and powerful data transformation capabilities directly from the QGIS interface, meaning that you have data or you have a layer and you want to transform that layer using FME, but from within QGIS. So what you do is you select a layer, transform it, and then you send it to, you send it to FME to be translated, as we say, and then you get back the results into QGIS as a scratch layer or as a layer itself, or just data that you save in your hard disk. So the plugin requires a valid FME installation on your system. So you need to have FME form on your computer. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it. So the main features that you can direct FME workspace execution from QGIS. A workspace is the FME file. So you create your translation, you create your workspace in FME, and then you just save it as a workspace. Parameter management for FME workspace. So what is a parameter in FME? It's basically, or user parameter, it's a way to key in your own dynamic variables or your values. For example, if you are creating a buffer, I guess you all know what is a buffer. And today you want to create a buffer of 2 meters, and then tomorrow you have to process your data and use a buffer of 5 meters. So this allows you to have a pop-up and then key in the information, the value that you want. However, what we have managed to do is to extract those properties or those parameters and then modifying them from within the QGIS plugin itself. We are going to show you that later. So you have a real-time execution and status monitoring. You have a log that shows you if there is an error or if your data is being processed. You can browse through the workspace. You can use any workspace you want. It shows you the command line parameter customization. If you know the command line, you know how it is. You can just alter the command line if you want to. And of course, the output will be either in a temporary or permanent layer on your map. So the interface itself, what you have is you can just select your layer, and then you will be selecting your workspace. And here we have a set of parameters. Some of them is just to view, some of them usually, well, we just look at the user parameters themselves, and there's also the location of the executable for FME. It is retrieved automatically from the workspace, but sometimes people would install FME in a different path, so you can alter that as well. The best is to open the workspace in FME and then save it. But sometimes some people have different versions of FME form, and so they will be able to use the version that they want by just selecting the fme.exe. Is there anything else? Yeah, this is about the customization. On the right-hand side, the panel will show us the command preview. Because it's a command line basically that we have that FME is creating, and it's available inside the workspace. It's not something that we have invented. And we can modify it in the command panel for executing the translation. So, and then at the bottom here, so you have the option here to add the results as a scratch layer if you want to. Otherwise, it's going to be just a GeoJSON file layer. We just click on execute command, and then the layer will be executed on FME itself. Parameter management. So before using the plugin, ensure that FME form or desktop is installed. We have done the work on using FME 2024. It has been tested somewhere on 23. There are no issues, but I suggest to you to use 24 and above. For the QGIS version used is 3.4. We are going to upgrade that for version 4 once it's out, but for now we just keep it as it is. Right. So the custom parameters and the all the parameters will be shown on the interface. I don't want to show you this kind of slides. I just prefer to do the demo later on, which is more exciting, of course. Okay. Yeah, so this is how the interface looks like. It's very simple. It has been tested on Windows. Somebody tested it on Linux. There was some issues, but it was fixed. Should be working fine. And another user gave us a feedback that it works on Mac as well. So there's no issues with that. So basically, we just have to click on the from the menu on QGIS, and then we just select the QGIS-FME form, and the dialog box will open here. It is a plugin that we can download, of course, from the plugin repository, QGIS plugin repository. So yeah, that's about it for the. I don't want to go into this. So just a moment. I just want to make sure that I've not forgotten anything important. Now, that is the connector, but we have also the algorithm itself. The algorithm is, it can do what the normal connector can do and more. And I think that in the future, we are going to concentrate more on the algorithm, which since it does most of or all of the work that the connector does. The reason why we want to concentrate on the algorithm is because so far, for now, we have spent a lot more time. The connector, just the connector itself, was the beginning of our development work, and we have just decided to put more efforts on the algorithm. I'm going to show you the difference and why we want to use the algorithm, concentrate more on the algorithm rather than the connector. So seamless integration with the QGIS model designer. These are the main features. That is the main selling point. Well, I'm not selling it, but that is the most important takeaway from this plugin. Automated workflows creation. You can do batch processing capabilities and Python script generation as well. So this is how it looks like. It looks like exactly most of the algorithms in QGIS, except that it has a bit of a big interface compared to the others. These are at the debut of this plugin, and it is an ongoing work. We continue working to improve and look at what's the best way to make the interface seamless and easier to understand. Okay. So what we have is we have the progress bar, we have the save output layer like any other plugin, but the most important is this part where we can just load in our workspace and choose the user parameters as well. So before using the plugin, ensure that FME Desktop is installed as well, or FME form. And you have to set up the executable path. It's a one-time setup, so the difference is that you need to set up that. Then you access to the FME workspace, you choose the FME workspace, and the rest of the demo, I think you will like it better than this slide. All right, so you can, of course, it is accessible from the processing toolbox. So you just double click, open it, and then you choose which layer you want to work on, and that's it. So how to use it? Yeah, you can, okay, one of the main differences is that you can run it as for a batch process. It is not very clean. It works, but we are improving the interface to make it easier. Okay. These are some of the other plugins that we have. yeah, this is, as I said, is part of the explanation of what is a plugin and so on. And I hope that we can provide more plugins in the future. They're all free, they're all open source, and their source codes are available. Okay, so thank you for the demonstration here for these slides. I will start showing you a few things first. I need to explain to you first what is FME. What is FME form? Here's FME form. So what does FME form do? I'm not going to go through all the capabilities of the software. So I guess that if you have come to this session, that means that you are using FME or looking on if you want to use FME. FME, okay, what it does is it supports more than 450 formats. Geospatial, DX, the CAD, RDBMS, it supports API transfer of data. It supports what else? Rasters. Did I say rasters? And what else? Point clouds. So there's a lot of formats that FME can support, but this is not really the format. I'm not talking about the format for start, but what you can do is you can, okay, QGIS supports a very wide number of formats, but FME does support more, especially when it comes to RDBMS, for example. So you can load your data from from QGIS, process it, and then export it to any other formats which are not supported by QGIS, right? The other interesting thing what I wanted to show is they have what they call, let me just put the window here. They have what they call the transformers. Transformers are the equivalent of algorithms in QGIS. So they have a huge list of transformers, 486. And also they have transformers from what they call the FME Hub, which is developed by users, third-party users. Most of them, the majority of these transformers are not supported, but they are very helpful. There are about 989 different transformers, custom transformers, or transformers from the hub. So the idea was that all these transformers, the question that I asked to myself was, what if, okay, I'm going to open something which you are familiar with. As I was thinking, what if those transformers were here? So could we add the transformers? Let's say I have a valid license of FME form. What if I had the transformers here, something like FME transformers, like here you have GDAL, for example, or you can have GRAS or any other providers. And then it hit me in a sense, I was thinking, why should we have the transformers there if we could just create a workspace that has everything I want, and I would take my layer, send it to FME, and then get back the results. So I used that, or we used this approach to develop this plug-in. So the result was, let me just open another window first. Let me open another QGIS. All right. In here, I have just a few lines that I've drawn. They don't represent anything. It's in WGS84, EPSG 4326. So what I want to do is I want to create a buffer of these lines, okay? So I just click here. Sorry, I click on FME platform, connectors, click here, and then my workspace, sorry, my dialog will open. Let me just put here another window. All right. So I can just put this tool anywhere on another screen if I want to. And I can just do this and resize it. I want to use it like this side by side. I will close the processing toolbox. So from here, I can just choose any layer I want. Okay. And then if I open the table for this, sorry, just one moment. If I open the table, you can see that I have only two fields. This is the shapefile, if not mistaken. We can check it out later. I just have two fields. Yep. And yeah, this is a shapefile. All right. So I will take this line and process it in FME form. I'm going to use this this workspace, so I can see the name. Okay, and this is, as you can see, version 2024.2. I'm opening this, not 2025, but I have 2025 installed on my machine as well. If I look at the file name, it's sample new connector new FMW. So what I will do is I'll go back to, before I go back to QGIS, I'll explain to you what it does. So basically, the data will come here, and then I have what they call a counter. The counter is just to create an ID field. And then I have the attribute manager, which is used to do anything with the fields. We call them attributes. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm creating some values here, which have the date and time and stuff like that, just to show that we can add data. There's nothing special about it. And from here, I have a bufferer, which is a tool to create buffers. And from there, what I'll do is I'm going to export my data back and send it back to QGIS. I have some other transformers or tools, okay, we call them transformers, which are not connected to my stream of flow, and so they won't do anything. What I will do is I need to save my workspace, obviously, and then I'll minimize it. So now I have to search for my workspace on my drive. So I know that it is the data, and then I have connectors, workspace, and this is my workspace. So the moment I click on the workspace, it will show me the command line. So this is my command line. This is the header, something that you won't use, but I needed it to be there. You have the source data set. It's not something we will use, nor the destination data set. But there are two things. One thing is that here you can choose which FME file you want to use for the execution. Here's the version I'm using is 24. This is the file name for the FMW file, or the workspace name. I can choose that. The reason why we put the save fme.exe path is just in case if you want to change the version of FME to process your data, you can always save it, and that's about it. Every time you open, it will open back this one rather than the one that you have here in the workspace. Most importantly, we have the user parameters. Those are the parameters that we can, just a second. Those are the parameters that we can change as if we are using the workspace inside FME. So you need to know how to use FME, and you need to know what you are doing with this data, or you need to give, if the users don't know much about FME, but they need to process the data, you need to give them some minimal training on how to use that specific workspace. Okay, so in here, I'll just keep it as it is. I'll let you know why. Hang on a second, let me just resize it. So I will choose lines 2, and then I will click on run the command. So it will take line 2, process it, and then give it back. If I click on execute command, you see that there will be an error. So this error is because this is actually the log from FME when it's running. It says error parameter offset must be given a value. So when I wanted to create, when I created the workspace, I have the buffer, but the buffer, I did not set the buffer, the buffer distance. So I need to give it a value, and I did not give the value here. So the offset was not provided. There was an error, and our workspace stopped running. So I just give it a value 0.15, for example. Then I click on execute command, and now the translation is successful, and you can see that now I have buffers for my for my layer. So the lines have a buffer, and most importantly, if I let me just select another layer first. So instead of line 2, I'm going to click on line 1, so it is synchronized. If I click on run maybe I put a bigger value for the buffer just to show you that it works. I put 0.35, and then I click on execute command, and you will see that the buffer is bigger than the previous one. Okay, so
Brilliant.
most importantly, yeah.
Question. So, DNA Adventure asks, why do you prefer FME to using the QGIS modeler?
I'm getting to that because, okay, just to answer to your question, is because later on with the algorithm, what you can do is you can create, you can export that as a Python script, which you can use in FME to call. So we have not gone into that phase of development yet, but it's more on preparing something or to edit that within FME itself, because you need to look at the features that you want to send to be processed into FME. But the idea was, I am a QGIS user, and we are in let's say an organization with 1,000 people who are digitizing and doing all that kind of tedious work. But at the end of the day, I need to process it to, for example, write it to SQL Server Spatial, if there's such thing, or Oracle Spatial, for example. So using this tool will help me to send that directly, or it can be sent using HTTP caller into FME flow. All right. I hope this answers your question.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So what I was saying is that now, if I take a look at the data, okay, this is the original data. I look at the table. I have only 2 fields. However, if I look at the results, I have more than 2 fields. I have 4 fields. This field count and name are the ones created by FME. So let's say if I want to create anything in FME to process it, but most of the things that I'm showing now, you can do them in QGIS. So it's something like, SpongeBob SquarePants was saying, singing the campfire song. So we try to avoid that because it doesn't make sense to use FME from QGIS just to do buffers. All right, so just to make it to make it clear, but you can use it. I will show you later in other cases how can you use it. We can use it only for stuff that QGIS doesn't have. And let me just continue the demo first, and then continue talking about that. All right, so just to show that the data has been processed here. And just to show you that what we are doing is live and we are not, it's not staged. All right, so I'm going to use this rotator. The rotator, what does the rotator do is, of course, it's to rotate data or features. So I'll just add it here and I will rotate my data 90 degrees after I process it. And I need to save my workspace, of course. So let's see, then I'll use line 2. I keep the same, I'll make it a bit thinner. Go back to 25, run and execute. Oh, how do you know? It has been rotated, it works. Okay, so this is about, this is our first tool that we have created. It's there, you can download it, and there's a lot of stuff that can be done. We may or may not continue developing this one. I will let you know now why in a second. But I like this interface. It's I just like it. So now let's just close this. Let's close this. And then let's close this project as well. I don't need it anymore. You sure you want to proceed? Yes, please. Do you want to save? No. And there you go. And yeah, this data is from the training, QGIS training data. This is from South Africa, by the way, for those who want to know. Okay.
Looks very familiar.
Yeah. So just want to be transparent. All right. Okay. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is our algorithm. The algorithm is here, so it can be accessed in the processing tools, and you just double click. It looks more or less the same, and it has some extra stuff which is not in the Momo connector. So let's say if it handles better the coordinate systems, basically. That's one of the most important things. So if I take this data, which is in some South African coordinate systems, that would be EPSG 32734, something familiar, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least to you.
Yeah, this is an hour from my house. This
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you can use this at home. So yeah, this is the coordinate systems used. What we will do is let's give a try to our. No, I'm not going to rotate the data because the data is nicer. So what I will do is I will remove, or I'm going to detach this, put it here, and then save my workspace. I will do the same thing again. I'm going to go to and then data connectors workspace. All right, so this is sample connector new. That's the one. And this time I'm not going to do the mistake. I'm going to key in the offset. Hang on a second. Let me just do something first. Let me just calculate roughly the distance that we want to. Let me just remove everything that we don't need first, or I'm going to remove everything, and then I'm going to add the schools, which is all right, something very simple. We have just four, I think four or less polygons. Okay. And then I'm going to create, since I want to create a buffer, I'm going to measure a bit the distance here. Okay, that is 20, let's say, give or take 30 meters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here 30, all right? And let's see if it works. And then we click on run. It says successful. Okay, well, sorry, I chose the wrong layer. Let me just hang on. Remove layers. Sorry about that. So that was the schools. I need to choose the schools analysis once I find it. Vector analysis school. There you go. Okay. So I run the workspace again. Okay, there you go. That was fast. So what I'll do is, since it's a buffer, I put it under the original. Put it under the original layer. Okay, it works. But what we want to do is, the beauty of this is we can run as a batch process as well. Okay, the batch process is a bit tricky because this is one thing that we are working to tweak. This is too big. You can still add more, but yeah, we are going to modify this and see how to make it look nicer. So let's give it a try. If I choose here schools again, and then here I'm going to choose the roads, and then I'm going to choose my, I think I have some, no, I just, I'm going to choose data connector workspace, new, and then user parameters, because this is, hang on a second, this is the schools, right? So I'm going to use 20. And for the roads, I'm going to use less than that. I have to key in here. So by right, we are supposed to save and reload, but there's something we need to correct in this. So data connectors workspace. Okay. And instead of putting the value of here, I'm going to put like 5. Okay. Value of 5. And then load layers and see if this works. Oh, sorry. And then I will need to save, just call them buffers. I have a few buffers. Let's see. Buffers, and then new. And I click on save. Fill with a number. Okay. And let's see if it works now. Okay. So we have the 2 buffers created for us, the roads at that specific value, and also the how do you call it? And also the buffer for the schools at the other value. All right, so we can run as a batch for different layers. Then comes the cream now. It's or the cherry on the ice cream. We can just, what we can do is, before that's anything, I'm going to remove all these layers that I don't need. Okay, let me check. All right. So I don't need all these layers, pardon me. And I can just go create a new model. I believe you are familiar with Model Builder.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Model Builder, what we will do is, Model Designer, pardon me. Model Builder is something else. Model Designer. So I'm going to add layers. So map layers. Let me map layer. Okay, and then I put in select a layer. Click OK. And then what I can do is I'm going to add the algorithm, which is the map, the FME form connector, which I will connect to the select layer input model. And then I can choose my, I will choose the workspace, right? Workspace, and then sample connector new. Okay, that's the one. And then the user parameter, I need to key in the user parameter. In this case, I'm just going to put 5, for example. I will click OK. And there's actually a lot that you can do with this. So, okay, what I will call this, I'm going to call it buffers. And what we can do is, let me see, maybe I just want to create some centroids from the buffers. If it's if I take the lots or anything like that, I'm going to use, we choose later the layer. So let's see, centroid. I have centroids. So input layer, instead of this, I'm going to use algorithm output, and that will be the FME algorithm. And the name would be centroids. Centroids, that's correct. And I will click OK. All right, so what we have now is we are going to select a layer, process it in FME, and then we can just create centroids from the result and upload our buffers and upload our centroids. So let's see. If I click on run here, so the vector I'm going to use is, let's see, the restaurants. There you go, restaurants. Then I just keep this as it is, click on run. So there you go. We have one buffer layer and one centroids layer. So I click on close. And let me check all these. I need to find the restaurants. Zoom to layers. And let me see. There you go. So I have created a buffer in FME, but we have created the centroids in QGIS. And then we just loaded both separately, like as if nothing happened. No. So, but we are not done yet. There's more to it. All right. So now that we have, to tell you the truth, I've already prepared something. You can just add your let me find it first. Okay, there you go. So we can make it as complicated as you want. This is just a demo. You can just go to model and then save model as, and then I will call it demo 2. Demo 2, click on save. All right, so I just close this. I'm happy with it. So it's saved. Then I go to create, sorry. I'm going to add a model to toolbox. That will be demo 2. Yeah, okay. Never mind. So I just double click here and I just click on run. Okay, that's big because I chose the wrong layer. Sorry, that is centroids. But anyway, you get the idea on. Okay, I panicked already. Okay, let me just remove that. Okay, so you can just set any information you want. You have the algorithm settings as well. You want to go through that. If I let me just remove this one, delete model. Yeah, I can just use this, but you can also run as batch, and then you can load your demo JSON something. I don't know. So here you have already the same model that will be run on each of these layers. You can add as many layers as you want, select which one you want, and you can save this and then rerun it whenever you need to. But just to get back to the question asked earlier, what I can do is I can just right-click and then export the model as a Python algorithm. I have never used this. I know that if I click on run, it will open the dialog box, but I've not used it from an external application. It should theoretically work. But if you, what's the name of the person who asked the question just now?
DNA Venture.
Okay, DNA Venture. If you have any questions about this, or if we get to that part of the development, I will let you know. But I know that some people have been asking to access QGIS from FME. I've seen that before. So it's something that we are looking at, yeah, for sure. Okay, so that concludes my short demo. I hope that you find it interesting, and if you have FME, I mean, we are working on other stuff as well. So if we do have, it takes longer to get out for at an alpha stage or production stage. There's a lot more to take care of because it's not FME form. But definitely, once we have it done. Oh yeah, just to show something else, because getting back to SpongeBob theory, in here, because once you do this conversion here, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. For instance, if I, let's say, choose Dropbox, for example, Dropbox connector. So what you can do is, once you are here, what you can do is you can just export your data to Dropbox, for example. Okay.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Or yeah, there's a lot of these web connectors that you have. You have Dropbox. What's the other one from Google? Google Drive. Google Drive. No, or you can even like export to FTP. And for those who are using FME Flow, what you can do is your data can be exported to, you can, if you want to use FME Flow, you can use the HTTP caller. This HTTP caller that allows you to send the data through the web. You can use different ways to push your data, and yeah, you can just use this if you want to. You can use get, put, post, etc., etc. I haven't used all of them. Used maybe just one.
So then you can use any API really if you wanted to go to like Google Cloud Platform or Minayo or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is so useful.
Yeah. So for those who are using FME Flow, they would understand, because FME Flow can process your data on the internet, or sorry, on the server, or either internet or intranet, and you can just process it to push it to RDBMS or anything you want. Yeah. So there's a lot that can be done with FME actually. Yeah.
Does FME
so also
optimization of your data? Would it improve my performance in any way?
Okay, I cannot talk on behalf of Safe Software, but no, what I can say is that Safe Software always make things of make sure of two things. Number one is that the new version works faster than the previous one, and the other one is that they make sure that the current version can accept workspaces from the previous version, or should I say version or versions? I can say that, but performance, it all depends on other stuff like your network, your hard disk, your database, how it is optimized, and so on. So what you can do is you can do a lot in terms of QC though with FME, either when it comes to geospatial or DBMS, or is anything else, I'm not really sure, but you can reduce the number of data that is pushed to your database if you don't need everything. So you can do a lot of things when it comes to filtering the data as well, right? But another thing is what I wanted to say. Earlier I showed you FME supports 450 formats, right? At least. What you can do is you have the feature writer. The feature writer is actually what you can do is to export your data to all those formats. So during the translation, just picture this. You have a layer in QGIS, you send it using the connector to FME to do some process, and then drop your data somewhere in any of these formats, if these make sense to you. Then the results from that process will go back to QGIS as a layer. Or you can just put nothing. So what you are doing is actually using the power of FME to do stuff like to create, for example, an HTML page with your data. So it's up to you to leverage the power of FME the way you find fit. Yeah.
This is fantastic. From a QGIS perspective, and a lot of QGIS users are, including myself, in fact, very much myself, I like a sort of visual low code, no code interface, because my Python skills and that sort of thing, writing, is not super great. So I like these sort of workflows. I'm also super visual, so this works really nicely. So I encourage the community to go and try this out. I think it's the coolest thing.
Yeah,
I
you
also
can.
like the
Sorry
snapping
for
of the.
interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, not at all. Sorry, my brain was just thinking. I really like the actual way of work in FME, that you can snap the tools into the workflow, that sort of thing. That seems like a really sort of useful tool to be able to use, and just nice to use.
Okay, should I say thank you or?
No, go
No,
for
it's
it.
no. What I mean is, okay. What we have done is just to get putting both together, and I think it's great in the sense that sometimes people are looking for a very good tool where they can edit their data and they already have FME. What I always tell people, well, if you don't have a GIS desktop, look at QGIS first, because it's not because it's free only, but it's a very good piece of technology. And if you already have something, then just use it because you have spent the money, right? Unless if there's something that you can't use your existing product for, then you go for QGIS. But the how to say, the model designer has already its a fair bit of good tools when it comes to geospatial. The QGIS tools or algorithms, I find them, they are quick and very powerful. I use QGIS all the time. We train on QGIS all the time, and it is a product that is really taking a lot of momentum. Yeah, that's what I have to say. So it's my way to say thank you to QGIS developers. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. This has been such a interesting presentation, and I really like the way that let me put my camera back on. I am actually a person. I was just
And let
saving
me
some
just stop
bandwidth.
I'm done with that.
Brilliant. So this was really great, and it's really be able to use a tool that you're really comfortable with in FME, that you've used in the past, that does allow you to export to all the areas that I use the word export, but export to the areas that you want. Use all of those different data formats. I thought that was fantastic, that it's so easy to do that. So I think it's always great to be able to use QGIS in combination with software that you are comfortable with and that you know. So I think thank you so much again for this fantastic presentation. If anyone has any further questions for you, can they ask on the
Sure.
video questions, or is there any way to
Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so here's they can just send me an email at sales@gis.fm. That's the email address. Also, if they go to when they download the plugin and they have any questions, then they can just ask me. There's an email address there as well, right?
Brilliant
So this
stuff.
goes to me.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who did tune in for the live session. Of course, we will have people from the rest of the world as it gets late in the day watching the recording. So if there are any other notes, please do put any of your comments in the comments of the video. And if you do want to further communicate, pop an email to the email that we showed on screen. Thank you all for joining the QGIS Open Day, and hopefully we'll be able to see some more plugins and algorithms from this team in the future. Thank you again. Bye.
Bye.
All right, we are offline. Thank you so much.
Cool. Hey, thank you.